Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us here at the Dodgeball Season 7 Draft. Enjoy the music while you wait, and we will be live in just a moment.
Hello. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Corey here. Can I get a quick sound check?
Loud and clear.
Thank you. And so mute until spoken to, huh? Absolutely.
I am getting a little bit of an echo from somewhere. Yeah. Are we? When I muted the stream, it went away, so it's probably. Oh, I'll mute again.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Marvelous.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Good evening and welcome to Dodgeball Live. The name's Pissed. Hypaspist. Welcome to the Dodgeball Draft, the 007 draft. We are going to get kicked off very quickly here. First of all, I'd like to introduce my co-host. He is a man of many talents, and when I see him come up into my queue, the only thing that I'm reminded of is the fateful 4 words uttered by a very special potted petunia, and that is, "Oh no, not again." Welcome, SilentAl. How you doing?
Hello. I am doing well. I am ready to see this season kick off and watch another draft go down in the books.
It's going to be exciting. So just to talk people through, now that I've actually got Al up and everything's working properly as it should do, we are going to kick off with a review and a recap of Season 6. We're going to talk through some awards, and then we're going to introduce the captains for this 007 season. So without further ado, let's we have epic failed, and we've we started at the end.
Look at that.
I know, it's a classic mistake. There we go.
Everybody just close their eyes for like just a
Just
second.
ignore everything that happened. So we're going to read
You
back.
know, Cranky has already decided you're now fired. Like you're
Absolutely,
never
100%. As quick as I could be, that did not cut it. So recap of season 6. There were 9 captains: Clever Missy and Colo, Emom 69, Jonna Ann, Lady G3, Lady Stacy 7, MTG IRL, Super Grandma, and Tatiana. 6 of whom were captaining for their first time, and 3 returning for a second chance. There were 1,365 total games of Star Realms. They were played in the 36 regular season dodgeball matches, and that's roughly 38 games per match, which is pretty impressive. Mom Attacks, captained by Emon69, Kincaid, Cranky Day Dusto, Cisco Alvarez, Mighty Stick, and Bahamut619 won the season with a 6-2 record, having finished in a 3-way tie with Let's Not Get Caught and You're Killing Me Balls, and winning a playoff match with the latter. Non-league events, Al, I think you're going to handle this.
Oh yeah, non-league events. During the season, while we were going, we had a battle royale competition, which was run for another 2 iterations. The first one, which was number 11, was won by veteran Politis C. So he got a quick reprieve from being blamed. And then the second one that we ran, which was number 12, I say we like we have anything to do with it. It's all Adam, Cranky Day.
100%.
That was won by the Phenom, Ride the Yoshi.
Indeed.
Then he's been on a tear, which we will see coming up here. In between seasons, we had the Dodgeball Squad Skirmish, which is the 3-on-3. This time it was won by Ball of the Wild, which was led by Rip and had Guianos and Emom69, who is also on a tear in that she captained a team that won the league, and then she was on a winning team for Squad Skirmish. And then finally, we had a Balls of Fire contest, which was the 4th time running that, and Ride the Yoshi won again. That man now has 2 pieces of hardware already, and he's just started in dodgeball this year. It's nuts. And I would be remiss in reminding everybody we have a new Battle Royale competition sign up that just went live today. So if you haven't signed up for that, I very much recommend going and doing that after the show. Hey, I think you're muted.
I am muted. Sorry. Before we begin the season 6 awards, we should just. This is going swimmingly, Al. We should just remind the captains that just because a player is the recipient of an award does not guarantee their performance. The commission will take no liability for your errant and foolish choices. We're going to start with the Peacekeeper Award. This is the best overall win percentage and goes to the player who had a 30-14 record with a 68% overall win rate, beating out all but one other award winner. This award goes to none other than Ninja Nin, the 9-inch ninja from Utrecht. Al, you're up.
Next, we have the Warpgate Cruiser Award for the best racer, who went 7-1 in races last season, and they backed it up with a 69% win rate, which is amazing, both because it is a great win rate and 2, because it feels kind of dirty because it's 69. The award for that goes to Cisco Alvarez.
Cisco Alvarez, I think Al is not present this season, if I'm correct.
No, I know, it's sad. He came in, he did really well, and then was just like, meh, I'm done.
Wham bam, thank you, man. A proper Bond villain there, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
The Stealth Tower Award, the next award, is a defensive award for being the hardest to hit. This goes to the player who was only hit 6 times on 33 targets. This award goes to Dusto. The next award, Al?
Next award is the Jamming Terminal Award. This is another defensive award. It's for excellence in catching. Goes to the player who racked up 6 catches in 21 attempts. And a player who is very dear to my heart because she was my captain last season. It was Clever Missy.
Indeed. A cracking performance there by Jen. The next award, the Defense Center, is awarded to the best overall performer on defense. It goes to a player who has only hit 3 times and caught 5 balls on 20 attempts, having dodged a further 10 of those. So, for those of you who are struggling with maths on the fly, that's only 2 hits. This award goes to Tuna Slap.
Boom. Another member of Clever Missy's team last season.
And a member of Dodgers for Hire, the previous, in Season 3, another medal-winning side. Boys got game.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Missile Mech Award. This is an offensive award given to a player with the most difficult to catch. This player, who made 20 throws and had none of them caught, goes to that Sean guy.
Another player, I think, Al, who's not
Another
making an
one and
appearance
done.
in Season 7. So
hopefully we'll be able to attempt it back again.
Indeed, a very impressive performance from that Sean guy. The Obliterator, the next award, is an offensive award for racking up large numbers in the hits category. This goes to the player who recorded 13 hits in 21 throws, which is quite frankly astounding. This award goes to Rollin Parr.
Boom. Definitely a veteran in this league, and it's nice to see him being recognized again.
Absolutely. Quiet but deadly.
That he is. The next award is the Leviathan. It is the best overall player on offense. And this player managed to rack up 12 hits while only throwing a single catch on 21 attempts. And that is JP Runs Funny.
And a very, very consistent player in the dodgeball leagues.
Extremely
consistent. Our final award, the Siege Fortress. This goes to the player who combines strong offense with a strong defense to be the best overall player and MVP of the season. It goes to a player who scored 17 hits and was caught just twice on 27 throws. They caught 3 balls while being hit just 4 times on 21 targets, with a win rate overall of 61%.
Nuts.
This award goes to Ride the Yoshi. You said it before, Al, but this player is a player who's been making a mark in a very short amount of time.
I know. It's for those of us that have been playing since season 1, it's a little disconcerting actually. He needs to lose a little just to make the rest of us feel better.
And I think it's safe to say that traditionally, Al, players who come into the Dodgeball League fresh, regardless of their quality, usually have a sometimes mediocre season in their first season.
Yeah.
And we do have 10 rookies this year, so
we do. So it'll be interesting to see if we get another Yoshi this season, or if it's a lot of learning.
Indeed. And Al, I think you're going to handle the introduction to Season 7 for us here.
Season 007. This league will once again have 9 teams for the season with a total roster size of 63 players. Each team will have 7 players. The 9 captains, which have combined for 36 seasons of experience, are comprised of 3 new captains and 6 returning captains. The returning captains are from seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 44 veteran players on the draft board, 28 which are prior captains. It's almost like we're running out of people to be captain. And having a combined 190 seasons of league experience, along with an impressive 10 rookies joining league play. And when I say impressive, I actually mean it. I got to play with a bunch of them in the rookie training game, and
how did that go, Al?
quickly. I was eliminated immediately, if that gives you any idea of how good these rookies have the potential to be.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. The tournament will once again be a round robin, 36 matches to be played over 9 rounds. Each team will have a bye in 1 round. And then a final playoff game will be played if and only if more than one team ties for the best record. Otherwise, it's just best record wins.
And having been on both ends of this, then it's about as fair a metric as can be achieved, I think.
Yeah.
And I think now it's time to introduce the captains.
Oh, this is what everyone's been waiting for.
This is what the people want.
Yeah.
We're going to start. On Her Majesty's secret outpost is Captain Jonathan Bishop, otherwise known to you as Darth Binkley.
Darth has 6 years of experience. He was a member of the Season 1 champion Bombardment, so he knows how to get back to the championships. He was also the captain of the Season 4 Boxing Kangaroos and a skirmish squad leader of Our Lady Reynolds.
That's impressive from the boy Binks there. Next is Through to a Kill, captained by Alex Hines, a.k.a. Vorazori.
Another 6-season veteran. He was a captain before in Season 2 for Ballers of Fortune and a squad skirmish leader for the one of my personal favorite logos, the Denim Levi's.
It's very nice to see Alex keep returning every season. Next is Foils Are Forever, captained by Andy Philippe. You might know her as Thestral.
This is her 2nd season playing. Last season was her first. I got to be on a team with her. She's great. She was also a squad skirmish leader for Catch Thulu.
It's a catchy name there, right there. Yeah. Next is Catchers Galore, captained by Devon Coleman, otherwise known as Yarboa.
Yarboa, 3 years of experience, Captain Thundercatch already, former Battle Royale winner, a squad skirmish leader for the extended Aubergines. I say only 3 seasons, like that isn't, she hasn't accomplished a ton already.
Indeed, I mean that's half of the seasons we've played, so Yarb's definitely right up there. Next we have From Deathworld with Love, captained by Daniel Krychik. You may know him as Zwivix or sometimes as the Civics player.
That is the Civics player. 6 seasons of experience. Season 4 member of the champion Headstrong Hedgehogs. Also Season 5 champion Baltron Legendary Defender. He was a captain in Season 3 with Chief Execution Officers and a former Battle Royale winner, a squad skirmish leader with Turtles 3, Secret of the Dodge. All around solid, great player and knows how to win.
And an interesting factlet discovered about Civics when we were kind of churning through the data of previous seasons is that not only did Zwivix go in round 5 last draft, he also had the best season ever with a 59+% win rate, and he didn't throw a single catch in 17 throws.
Yikes!
Yeah, there's some gold out there in them hills. Not for Zwivix. He's got to pick that. Next is Lethal Is Not Enough. The captain, you might know him as Ricard DeMille or Darklighter.
I think I've heard of this guy before, maybe once or
twice, right?
I've seen him around here or there in the community.
Yeah.
6 seasons of experience, captain of the Season 1 team, the Head Knots. Also, won Balls of Fire like twice. Rick DeMille, great guy.
What more can you say about the man? Dodge Another Day, captained by Daisy Tom, otherwise known as Corey Bear 88.
This is also his 2nd season. He came in as a rookie last season also, but he stepped up really fast, became a squad skirmish leader also for the Trolley Dodgers.
I'm not quite sure why you weren't showing on screen there, but clearly you haven't been for a little while. My fault.
Oh, no. Oh, look, there I am.
They haven't seen your beautiful face. Next up is Dodger More or Less, captained by Lucas Baxter. You might know him as the 9-Inch Ninja.
9-Inch Ninja. Also, amazing rookie last season. He was a squad skirmish leader of Goodness Gracious Great Balls of Fire. And in case you missed it 10 minutes ago, he also won the Peacekeeper Award.
Yeah, a really solid player, Lucas.
And I have to say, got up at 4 a.m. this morning to participate in the draft. So anybody who's thinking about being a captain and can't show up for the live draft, I want you to remember this moment.
And that dedication, that's going to stand him in good stead as the season comes on as well.
Yes.
Finally, rounding out the captain list is License to Overkill, captained by Derek Thompson. You might know him as Alderaan.
Alderaan, 6 seasons of experience. He captained before with the Season 2 Nano Ball Swarm. And also, just won the Siege Fortress MVP award twice.
2 times. And that's crazy awards there. And that wraps up the teams for season 007.
Yeah.
We've got our logos here.
And, I love these logos.
I know, right?
Frankie did a great job with them.
Cranky always does a great job with them.
He does.
Such a good.
He puts way more thought into them, and I'm having a tough time figuring out which one is my favorite. I guess whichever one I get drafted on will be my favorite.
It's a good point. I am a bit disappointed though that Sean Connery doesn't appear on any of these. It's a crying shame. It's draft time though, so without further ado, let's get on to the board.
I think we're ready for the draft.
We are. We should be. Let me just bring the captains in. Captains, if you could all give us just a little hello and introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. Darth Binkley here.
Void here. Happy on. Corey Bear reporting for duty.
Are you hearing them?
I am hearing them.
Okay, as long as you're hearing them. I'm not hearing them, so.
Oh. Okay.
Hi. Yarba.
As long as the audience can hear them, that's fine.
Hello, this is Captain Zvivix from Death World with Love.
Good morning from Europe. This is the Ninja.
Excellent. And we will just get the right draft kit up.
Yeah.
What people were looking at was a mock draft conducted by the commissioners and should
that's
be representative.
You keep showing how the sausage gets made, and Cranky's gonna make sausage out of you.
I'm probably getting sacked, it's true.
Yeah.
So let's move us both down. We don't want to obscure any of this lovely draft data. One point of note for people that might be interesting in this season is the snake is ever so slightly different. We begin round 1 with first captain on the board, which is Darth Binkley. We're then going to go down to Alderaan and then back to Binkley. Then we're going to go down to Alderaan again, at which point we snake, and then we keep snaking until the end. So pretty simple. We've just got we dodge the snake for 1 round, and then it's business as usual.
Okay, I am. People are saying I'm reverbing and echoing pretty hard.
Okay, let me try and fix that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that should be fixed now.
Okay. Hopefully, let's see. I'll look for complaints in the.
Okay. So without further ado, and Binkley on the board, Sir, Captain of On Her Majesty's Secret Outpost, please give us your first pick.
So I think this is a great idea to have the snake only start with the second round. Of course, I formed that opinion after learning I was the first pick. So obviously we've gotten your take, Ryan, here on underrepresentation of Sean Connery, but one of the movies that I think here, as you can see from my logo, actually is quite underrated is On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And it's certainly not my favorite Bond, but it certainly ranks in there above some of the Roger Moores and some of the Brosnan Bonds in terms of how I rate the movie, and so I drew on it for inspiration. And one of the scenes, if you recall the movie, is there's this ice race going on in the middle of the movie, and Bond and his girlfriend, fiance, I guess at that point, in escaping the bad guys, just kind of crash into the middle of this race, and so they weren't there at the start, but they come in the middle as an extra car, and that's kind of odd. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, how can that motivate me? And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start like that race did with one car less.
A strong choice there, Al. Do we think to kick off the draft?
I can't hear them, so you're gonna have to tell me who he picked.
Okay, well, Darth Binkley went for Juan Carlos as his first choice.
That is not a bad pick.
I think, yeah.
It's a tough one to argue. He is a perennial MVP candidate and a perennial first round pick, so it is tough to argue with that.
Yeah.
We should, I couldn't hear that, but we should warn them that they are on a clock. So I don't know the speech he gave for why he picked Juan Carlos, but he almost ran out of time. Also, I think we're getting some requests to perhaps enlarge the draft board so people can see it a little better.
Enlarge the draft board. Let's see what we can do. I am not known for my skills in this field. Actually, I've completely lost. I've completely lost any ability to bring that out. Here we go. Can we zoom? We should be able to zoom. Whoa, too much zoom. Does that look better?
That is much, much better.
Okay. So, yes, there is a timer. Apologies for not briefing the captains on that, but I figured with the first round, there's a little bit of a spiel they can give on their first choice if they so desire.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to, when they speak, mute myself and unmute in Discord so I can hear what they've actually got to say.
I just need to undeafen in Discord. I think you should be fine to do that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, without further ado, Captain of Through to a Kill, Vorizori, who is your first round pick?
So, I definitely wasn't planning on giving a speech quite like that, but I will say this, that I was enjoying very much the chance to choose a James Bond film, and View to a Kill is my first James Bond movie ever. So, this seems to be perfect. I decided that I figure if you win a race, that's one less chance of actually having to be hit by a ball if you're grabbing it first. So I'm going with seemingly the race specialist from last season, judging by results. And that way they don't have to shout Mayday. Look at the logo. And I'm taking Senor DG3.
Daryl Gessler being picked first there, DG3, has been having some great seasons recently, Al.
Yeah. Great season, great pick. I think the only person who may argue about that pick would be Daryl himself.
Yeah. I mean, he's won, to my count, 4 of the in-app tournaments recently.
Yes. He is on a tear. So I think that's an excellent pick.
Yeah, I can't dissect that either. That's another solid choice by Alex there. Thestral, foils are forever. Please give us your first pick.
Hey everybody, this is Thestral. My first pick is going to be Tatiana.
Tatiana, possibly a surprise there, Al, so high?
I think it is a surprise, but I don't think it's a bad pick. Tats is a great player, and I think she is criminally underrated. So I think this is an interesting pick. This is a fun pick, and I think it's, if anything, she's creating a fun chat room, which I feel like is half of dodgeball right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. I think that the chat game is sometimes underrated. And Tatiana, if I remember rightly, last season had a 62 overall win percentage. So that's, if I remember rightly, that is incredibly close to Juan's win percentage last season. And I think it's a percent in it.
Yeah. So yeah, really good numbers. I think that's a good pick.
Yep, thoroughly agree with that one. Okay, DJ Yarboa with catchers galore. You are up next. Who is your first round pick, please?
All right, I'm lucky as a captain because there's so many good choices to go with. And I'm going to go with my original top pick, which is JP Runs Funny.
JP Runs Funny. I think, Al, if I remember rightly, we had JP slated in the mock draft as maybe the first or second pick of the entire draft.
I mean, he won MVP last season. It's hard not to want to, slot him in somewhere in the top half of the draft.
Absolutely.
He does play super, super slow though. So
and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to put my disclaimer out there, and he's had scant cause for it so far. But Silent Al is wicked, and you will be seeing the rough side of his tongue at some point.
Yeah, it's here's the thing. It's like roasting. I do it out of love, and because I tend to fall asleep while waiting for JP to take his turn in real-time games.
Well, I think we can all agree though that Yarbs has got a cracker there with a first pick.
Oh, apparently the captains can't hear me criticize their picks.
Are you muted in Discord, perhaps?
I am muted in Discord because I was afraid there would be an echo.
Okay, well, I mean, you can always unmute yourself in Discord and see how that works.
All right, well, let me.
Chat can always tell you if that's not going to work for you.
Nope, that was an immediate echo.
That was immediate no. Okay, well, they can watch the VOD later. It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
So moving on to From Death World with Love, we've got Civic's player up with their first pick.
Yes, well, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for hosting this wonderful 7th season of Dodgeball. I'm more excited than I can describe to be captain again. And interesting first picks so far. A couple of these were a couple of my top picks as well, but they're no longer available. So I'll go a couple points down my list here, and I'm gonna start my team off with Mr. Simon Guianos.
So, not his first pick, but he's going to take Simon, the Guianos player, if I can even spell it right. So
that was
right now, Simon must be feeling a little sad that he wasn't Daniel's first pick there. Surely, I mean that's going to start the team off on a poor note.
Such a backhanded pick from the Zwivix player. He's just like, first in the most emotionless voice ever, he's like, I'm so excited to be here tonight to be drafting. I'm like, nobody believes you. And then he's like, and then all the players I really wanted were gone, so I'm going to go with Guianos, who, great player, great teammate, great pick. I feel like I'm more excited about Guianos getting drafted in the first round than Zwivix is, and he's the one that picked him.
I know, right? I think Guianos was Tatiana's second pick last season, and I think was a very solid pick for her all the way through. Probably one of our most consistent dodgeball players, if I remember my percentage spreads that I did earlier. But yeah, good pick, artlessly done. We'll move on now to Mr. Darklighter. Lethal is simply not enough for him, but who will be his first pick? Do we have a Rick in the room? Can one of the captains in Discord maybe give Rick a nudge if he's still muted, perhaps? Did he not?
He's trying to talk. He's trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Hello?
There we go. Hello, Rick.
Oh. Hey, how's it going?
It's good, mate.
Good. I was wondering why no one was responding to anything I said. Okay. Which is actually usually how my life goes. So, all right. So I am shocked that there's two people here that I did not think would come to me. But I'm going to go with my algorithm. So let me just turn on my algorithm here. Okay. We're going with Ride the Yoshi.
And I think Al, I mean, you praised him. You praised him before. The numbers spoke a lot. I think it would be very difficult to disagree with Ride the Yoshi as anyone's first pick.
It's very, very difficult to argue with that. I mean, he's an amazing player. He dominated. The only thing you got to worry about is that sophomore slump. But the way he was playing in the off season, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it feels like already the beginnings of a scary lineup. However, as we move on to Dodge Another Day and Corey Bear 88, we might see something come up to challenge that. Corey Bear, who is your first round pick?
So I've got to say that there's been a bunch of really good players taken, and I can't argue with any of those. But like Rick said, and I'm guessing that this might have been the other one Rick was talking about when he said there was two players left that he was really surprised about. I've got to take Kincaid. He's an absolute monster, and thrilled to get him.
Kincaid, a very good player there, Al.
Very good player. I consider him one of the best Star Realms players that I've ever had the pleasure to play against. With that said, he's sometimes that absolute dominance hasn't always translated to dodgeball every season. And while he, and it's part of it is he is so good, so it's almost impossible to sort of live up to that ability. Because dodgeball is a little different. It requires a little bit of a mentality shift. But with that said, if I see him on the opposing team, I know I'm not throwing at him anytime soon, and I don't want him throwing at me. So great pick, great player, great guy, awesome.
Yeah, he is a great guy, and I remember when I was not long in the community, there was, everyone talks about how good Kincaid is, and I think my first maybe 4 games, he didn't win one, and I was like, how good can he really be then if he's losing to me? And then he proceeded to keep beating me forever. So this is the real story of how you need to see a significant number of results, and Kincaid has certainly got those in spades.
That he does.
We're going to move now to arguably the most dedicated captain, getting up at 4 a.m. for this draft. From Europe, Ninja. Lucas, who's your first round pick?
A very good morning. So I just figured out that these are not the Oscar Awards, so I'm just going to keep it sweet and short. And I'm very happy to be able to pick C-Bus a Ripper.
That's I mean, we always say this with the first round because there's so many good players, but Al, that's a cracking first round pick at number 7 number 8 in the round even.
Oh yeah, C-Bus is great. He solid player, solid winner. I believe last season you watched him just totally take over matches where it would be, he'd be 1, maybe 2 players left on his team, and then he would suddenly just get one ball and just bam, 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 just knock out another team.
Just knock everyone down.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Absolute quality pick there. And so the last pick of the first round falls to our very own planetary object, Alderaan. Derek, who is your first round pick, sir?
I quite like to take play. Can you hear me okay?
We did until maybe your finger slipped off.
Yeah. I quite like to take players I don't like to face, so I'm going to take Tuna Slap.
another player, Al, who I think we slated for slightly higher in the first round, possibly falling to Thestral in our numbers game.
Yeah.
But a very, very consistent and very difficult to hit player.
Great. Yeah. He won a defensive award last season. He was on my team last season. A great teammate. Great to have in the chat. Good player. It's tough to argue with that one. Definitely first round talent.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Daryl will even now be weeping tears of despair because I mean certainly in season 3, Daryl and Tuna were a force to be reckoned with when put together. They
Oh
tried
yeah.
hard.
I mean, you look at the talent then and how good they were. Now there's no way they're going to end up on the same team because they're being drafted in the first. They're in the same round together.
I absolutely agree. Both continuing to get better, not just every season, but every month and year that they continue to play Star Realms. So we're going to move on to our second round picks now.
And this one, instead of the snake, this is going to start over from the beginning again.
That's right. This is going to go back to Darth Binkley, and I'm thankful to report, Al, that there were no absolutely monstrously terrible first round picks like last season. So the captains should pat themselves all on the back there.
Exactly.
They've done very well. So Darth Binkley, your second round pick, sir.
So you may think that I've just changed that and made the first bad pick, but I'm going to take your very own co-host, Silent Al.
Oh, I don't think that's a bad pick at all. I
That's
think
a terrible pick.
well, Silent Al is going to, of course, say that it's a terrible pick, but Al is someone that, again, I used to have quite a good percentage against, and I'm going to say it was somewhere in the 59 to 60% range. And then all of a sudden, he just started beating absolutely everyone. Like everyone. He became a monster. Almost overnight. I don't know what he did, but maybe Bogart.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. It was the quarantine, and I had like nothing else to do, so I just kept grinding Star Realms until all I saw when I was sleeping, like all I would hear is the pew pew noise over and over again.
Well, I mean, it worked for you, Al, because you've definitely rocketed yourself forward, and I think Bink's a very solid round 2 pick there for you. Alex, Vorazori, your second round pick, please.
Well, since someone so rudely took my planned second round pick, I'm going to say that I'm not going to blame Canada as the song would. I am instead going to blame Politis.
Interesting. A good choice there, Al?
Yeah, I think a good choice. He was on my team last year and great player. He was drafted, I think he was one of the there were some amazing players in the 4th round of the draft last year, and he was one of them. And the way he played from the 4th round, it's easy to see why he moved up so quickly in the draft board for this season.
Absolutely, and nice to see Alex paying proper homage to the Blame Polites hashtag.
Yeah.
Thestral, your second round pick, please, to join Tatiana on your team.
So for my second round pick, I am going to choose someone who was on Cthulhu with me. I am taking Chasmo.
Chasmo. Some people may not know of this man's profligate love of donuts. But Al, I think when we were looking at the numbers, had, by his standards, probably a fairly average first season. But his second season in Dodgeball was an absolute cracker.
Yeah. It was the classic example of the first season you come in, sort of learn, figure out what you were doing, you do all right. Second season, he's like, oh, I figured this out now. Time to start throwing donuts like nobody's business, and had a great season. So yeah, good pick. I've had to face him many times in Platinum and other tournaments. Not someone I look forward to playing. So yeah, good pick.
Very good pick. And I've done, because again, Lucas is not the only stats nerd who loves a good figure, but I've done some graphs of all the players throughout all their seasons with the trend line. And Chasmo has by far the steepest gradient on his. It is almost vertical. Yarboa, your second round pick, please.
All right. My second and my third picks are like very close, so I don't. I'm gonna go with Lux 16.
Lux 16, a perennial player in the higher echelons of the rounds there. Al, agree with this pick?
Yeah, it's he bangs around in the in-app tournaments quite a bit. He plays a good game. The ongoing joke is if you can't be good, at least be Lux.
A suggestion, perhaps, that the man
he-
pulls
he-
good hands when he needs to.
He magically, it seems like whenever I play him, he magically pulls exactly what card he needs off the top of his deck every time. I'm not saying it's cheating. I'm just saying it is statistically inaccurate, and it makes me very angry and makes me throw my phone.
And without further ado, before the commission comes down and has a chat with Al about those comments, let's move on to Zwivix. Your round 2 pick, please, sir.
Yes, thank you. I think that it's been too long since a recently awarded dodgeball player was picked, so I'm going to go with Mr. Rollin Paw, who just was awarded for last season's performance at the beginning of this show.
I think we can both agree, Al. That's a fantastic choice. Rollin Parr, one of the more quiet members in the Facebook group, but an absolute behemoth when it comes to games.
Oh, totally. He's always a tough out anytime he plays. That's great, solid pick. And let's see where Rollin Paw's in Ohio. Guianos is in Ohio. Where does Zwivix live?
I'm not sure that Zwivix is in Ohio, but he may be going for an Ohio.
I was going to say maybe he's moving.
Yeah.
He might be moving there soon if this goes well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, without further ado, Darklighter, please, your second round pick to join Ride the Yoshi.
All right. This next player, I actually had ranked 7th on my board, so I'm super excited that they have fallen to me in the second round, and that would be Marauder Mo.
Marauder Mo. See, that's Al. That's how you promote a player that you're willing to get on your team by suggesting that they were much higher up your pick order.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know if it's true. Rick is a very sweet and polite man, so he may have just been saying that. But good pick. He, I believe, took a season off here recently, a season or two. So it'll be see if he can sort of get back into the swing of things again and pick up his dodgeball ways.
And another in the stats, another player with a very tight margin on their season-by-season performance, always in a very close band of performance. So a very consistent player there that Rick's picked up. Corey Bear, your second round pick, please.
So when we're crunching the numbers on these players, it's a little hard to do much with the rookies. But when you've got a rookie who is also a prior champion of the Platinum BGG League, that's more than enough for me. Give me the Penguin Army.
You know, this is I'm so pleased to hear you say that in a way, Corey, because Penguin Army was a subject of much debate in our mock draft. This was a player who I think Al, Adam, and I discussed was known to some captains and not to others, and we were very curious to see where he would land in the draft. And Al, it appears that round 2 is in fact their spot.
Yeah. I was
so no
to see
pressure
how
on
many
Mr.
people know him,
Penguin
'cause
here to
he
live
is
up to that
sort of
now,
new
right?
to the Facebook League, but bangs pretty hard in the Platinum. And just looking at Dodge Another Day, I mean, you've got 3 players who, I mean, Corey Bear, Kincaid, and Penguin Army, all Platinum level players right away. That's going to be a really gross lineup to face.
It's not looking particularly pleasant right now, so we'll see how that pans out. What can Lucas do to follow that up, though? Lucas, your second round pick, please.
All right, so people know me as a stats kind of guy, and I am for the most part. But in this pick, I have to pick with my heart. In part because he's going to be super annoyed that he's picked so early, but in most part because he's probably like my favorite person in all Star Realms. So I'm going to go with the Cranky Day.
Cranky pick in number 2 spot. Al, how do we feel about that pick?
I love that it is a pick that will make Cranky Day cranky, because that's always fun. It's hard to argue with that. I mean, he is the commissioner, so anything bad I say about him, I'm sure I'll have to deal with later. Uh, so there's that. I'm sure Cranky is going to be super pissed that he went this high, because he always likes pretending that he's a value pick. Sometimes I think he even tanks his own numbers just so he'll be further down so he can be a value pick.
Well, I think I think when Cranky's numbers are pretty Thanos-like in their overall score, perfectly in balance. But you have to expect that certainly for me, he's one of the opponents I dislike playing the most, in the sense that I just know I'm probably not gonna win.
He is such a smart, cerebral player. I hate playing against him because we will play and then he'll message me and he's like, "Why did you do that like 3 turns ago?" And I was like, "Do what?" And he was like, "Well, you did that, which did this, and that's why you." And I was just like, "Yeah, that's I don't know why I did that, but thank you for pointing that out to me. I didn't even realize."
So now that we've bagged on Cranky enough, before we all get sacked and sent home early, Alderin, you now have 2 picks back to back. Please remember that in terms of ego, the order is very important about the round 2 and the round 3 pick. So please give us your round 2 and then your round 3 pick.
How much time do I have on the clock here?
Let's say 2 minutes.
Okay. A lot to think about.
I mean, a smart player, Al, surely would have been spending, all of round 2.
I mostly spend it yelling at the screen. All right, we're gonna go round 2 pick Agent C13, and round 3 pick Mighty Stig.
And I think, Al, both of those. Oh, Alderin, can you just mute yourself there, please? Al, both of those are pretty strong players. I think Agent C13 has definitely got an upward curve in their numbers over the dodgeball seasons, and Mighty Stig a very consistent and talented performer.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with Agent C13. That's my boy Tim. I'm gonna totally take credit for everything he's done, because I introduced him to the Star Realms community. So everything he does just reflects amazingly on me.
Absolutely.
And then Mighty Stig, great player. Another one who wins the JP Plays Slow award. But when he does play, he plays really well.
Yeah. That is not no lies detected. So I guess, Lucas, we are back to you, Mr. Baxter, on your 3rd round pick.
Right, thank you very much. So this choosing by heart thing I like it. So I'm gonna go with the host, the Hypaspist himself.
I think, Al, we can both agree this is the first slip up of the draft. Terrible choice by Lucas there. Woefully overvaluing someone in a dinner jacket.
Possibly, but I'm looking at Hypaspist and Cranky on the same team. That's just going to be a fun chat all around.
Well,
it'll also be a lot more like numbers heavy and cerebral than I'm willing to do, because I just like throwing funny pictures in the chat. But it should be an interesting chat.
Well, as anyone on Super Grandma's team last season will be aware, this is not a document or book, shall I say, that does not necessarily get read out with some audio clips. I can recommend this, by the way, to anyone wanting a bit of comedy. Roger's Profanosaurus is my go-to chat disturber. So, with that bombshell, Corey Bear, your third round pick, please.
I've got to say, I'm loving how this is coming together. Being able to pick up a player who's in the top 7 of the SRPC in round 3 feels really good. So, former teammate of mine in the small team event, give me some MarkBot 3000.
Another player we talked about wondering where they'd go, Al, because MarkBot's numbers are pretty solid.
He is. He's a solid player. He was on my team last year. Very underrated. He's been in and out of the league. He usually would get pulled in as a replacement fill-in player if someone had to drop out or was having problems. So I feel like he didn't always get the respect he deserved. So this is a great pick. Great guy. Yeah, tough to argue with this.
A super nice fella, absolutely. And Darklighter, we're back to you, sir. Your third round pick, if you will.
All right. This is the first time I'm having a hard time. But I'm going to trust my rankings, and I'm going to go with Kamas 2408.
I think I'll. Oh, yeah. On Tatiana's team last season, quite an aggressive and again for a third round pick, very good choice there.
Oh yeah, Kamas, good player. He's another. I'll get up at 4 a.m. just to play Star Realms. It's tough to beat that devotion.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and he's super aggressive. He's another player who will just, like, as soon as he gets a hold of a ball, just knock down 3 of the opposing team just like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, a very good choice, I think, for Rick there. We'll move back to Daniel Zwebix, your third round pick, if you will.
Yes, thank you. Well, I am very glad to see that out of all the players left, I had categorized everyone in my draft list into 6 tiers, 6 colors. And I've got 2 people left that are on my green, and one of them, the one I'm picking right now, is Agent Seto.
And Al, how do we feel about the Sato pick in round 3?
I'm a huge Ian fan, a huge Agent Seto fan. He is got accepted into library school, so he's going to be a librarian. So immediately he's better than the rest of you people.
And that's with no bias at all there, which is
no
fantastic
bias
to see.
whatsoever. But he's a good player. Just don't expect him to throw the ball anytime soon. He is like a black hole. Balls get thrown at him. He takes them and then keeps them and holds on to them. But
much like a nesting hen.
Exactly.
Well, Agent Sato in round 3, it's a good choice. What can Yarboa do to thrill the fans with her third round pick?
Okay, I'm breathing easy for the first time since this draft started because my pick has not gotten taken. And so I'm so excited for the first real dodgeball season to be able to take Simply Steph on my team.
And I think whether or not that's a good choice, Al, and I think the numbers say that actually it is, I think that chat is going to be absolutely Jurassic in its fun.
It is tough to argue with taking the Hive Queen. Especially it's going to be a fun chat. She is a fun teammate, and I think her only complaint will be that she didn't go in the first round.
I think fair, but a good pick nonetheless. A good pick up there for Yarboa. Thestral, we're back to you. Your third round pick, please. Do we have Africa?
Hey, sorry. I am looking over my draft choices, and I think I'm going to go with Imam 69.
Imam 69. Now, Al, this is a player who every now and then just takes out an entire team on her own.
Oh yeah, it's it is the Imam effect. It is well known in dodgeball. You do not leave Imam to be the last player on your team, because as soon as she is the last player standing, she just goes Super Saiyan and demolishes. I have been on the receiving end of that. It is not fun.
It comes out of nowhere as well. You think the game's all wrapped up. You got 6 players, and then all of a sudden, not so much.
Not so much.
Vorazori, your 3rd round pick, if you will.
I do need one hot second to make a decision here.
You carry on. I think while you're...
Yeah, you know what? First impressions are usually the best. So I think the 3 to a kill will take Raka for our team this time around.
Raka it is. Now, Al, I was just about, while Alex was taking a moment to think there, I was just about to say one of the joys of the Dodgeball Draft is quite how deep talent can go. I think Alex displaying that with a 3rd round pickup of Raka, which I think we can both agree is quite a solid choice.
Quite a solid choice. He is a player after my own heart, in that he loves to go aggro, which makes him just an excellent thrower and eliminator of other players. I'm used to run into him all the time on the grind, and it was never fun. I had to finally sort of change my preferences so I didn't have to deal with him anymore.
Tactically avoiding Mr. Brown through the 70s and 80s. I see. Excellent choice. So with the next 2 picks, as we snake around Darth Binkley, please give us your round 3 and round 4 picks, remembering that the order does matter.
Yes, the order is very important. All right, so just to mix things up, I guess, a little bit with the order there. For my round 3 pick, I'm going to go with somebody who was on my team, the Boxing Kangaroos. And there were several times when, as we are figuring out how to do the matchups, I'm just like, okay, can you take on so-and-so, and it's the best player on the team? And she's like, sure. And 30 minutes later, she comes back and says, it's a hit. And so I am, in the 3rd round, going to take Lady Stacy 7. And then I, at least for me, this person is a nemesis. We're in a lot of leagues and stuff together, and whenever I see the matchup come up, I'm like, oh great, this is not going to go well, and so I'd rather have him on my team than on the other team, and so I'm going to take the Texan.
The Texan and Lady Stacy 7. I think Lady Stacy 7, Al, another one of those players who has some very consistent, if not slightly increasing numbers over time. I seem to remember her curve being very good. And the Texan, great round 4 pick.
Wait a minute. Can we go back to you were just commenting on Lady Stacy's curves?
No, I think we can move on from that.
All right. So I'm going to say, since this is my team, I am super excited about having both of these players as teammates. Lady Stacy 7, she was introduced to this by the great Jim Chatham. So I am, and so she learned from him. That man knew how to overkill, and he passed that on to her. She is an extremely good, very underrated player. And then the Texan, he has very, very good numbers. He's only been in dodgeball shortly and has put up some really, really good numbers, both in league but also in individual events. Very underrated. two great picks. I'm happy to have both of them on my team.
I think you should be. One thing that strikes me about the Texan now, if I remember correctly, and this is shortly after joining the Star Realms group, the Texan was talking about making a tournament for everybody with an under 50% win percentage, if you can believe that about him. And now that seems a very far cry with his dodgeball performances so far. Far and above 50%.
Yes.
Vorizori, your round 4 pick, please.
I was enjoying that soliloquy because it was giving me time. Okay. Yeah, there's too many things I wasn't expecting here. I am going to go. Yep, you know what? I am loath to break up a good thing, and therefore I feel like we must bring in Stable A.
The Sabella player,
The Sabella player,
one of my secret picks for Dodgers for Hire when I picked it off the back of an endurance win. Very consistent player and someone who's been getting better as her maturing like a fine wine now.
Yeah. I would also just like to, nothing against Sabella, but can we go back to the fact that Vorizori has no problem just making dead air? Like, you would think the one person who appears regularly on television live would have some sort of thought about, just leaving dead air out there for us to deal with. Anyway,
you're just a savage, Al.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, moving quickly on to Ms. Philippe. Thestral, please give us your round 4 pick.
Hi, I'm here. I am going to take Dusto.
Dusto player going to Thestral's team in round 4.
The Dusto player. That's an interesting pick. It's he might be the one guy in the draft board who's saltier than I am.
And moving on to DJ Yarboa, your round 4 pick, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a bit of a something new and go with a rookie. We're gonna go with Jimmy G.
Ooh, a fellow rogue, Jimmy G. Based out of South Africa, if I don't miss my guess. And again, a solid player. Not many people may know him, but possibly a surprise round 4 pick there, Al.
Yeah, he's I believe, he's not super well known outside of the Rogues, but I mean, he was good enough. He knocked me out in the rookie training game, so he at least has some chops. He can hang.
Excellent. Zwivix, on to you with your round 4 pick, please.
Well, I think that considering the options left to me and considering the great time that we had on our team last season, where we tied at the top but couldn't win the tiebreaker and couldn't make it into the playoff game, I'm going to choose Super Grandma.
A round 4 Super Grandma pick. We like that, don't we, Alex?
Yeah, we like that. We always like it when Sandra gets drafted. She is, since she has joined Dodgeball, has just been a great player to have on a team, and quietly gets the job done. I know that some people cannot believe how good of a player she is, but she is. I had the opportunity to be with her on a one of the 3-person squad skirmish, and very, very smart, very thoughtful, very methodical. Yeah, great pick.
Yeah, always trying to improve her game, and again, going through the stats before the draft, another one of those players with a very consistent performance span. So I think a solid choice there from Deathworld with Love. Darklighter, moving to you, your 4th round pick, please.
All right, I'm going to go with a rookie. This person doesn't play in used to play in a lot of leagues and did very well. So maybe some of the people who've been around, haven't been around as long, don't know that. But he was a perennial platinum player when he was playing in PGG. And so I'm going to go with my Mega Holland co-host, The Mystic.
We were wondering, Al, when Mr. Mega Hall in The Mystic would go, and it appears round 4 is the place.
Yeah, relying on that co-host connection, and yeah, he's a rookie, but he learns quickly. I feel like he could have gone higher if maybe his whole stance on Fleet HQ didn't follow him through his whole career. But other than that, yeah, good pick, and it'll be nice to see if the two Mega Holland co-hosts can bring some magic to the dodgeball court.
Well, Al, and maybe Fleet HQ having a small resurgence with the command decks. Not that they're in use for dodgeball, but maybe that's a sign of things to come for Mr. Klingman.
Maybe he did take a break from Star Realms. Maybe he was just waiting for Fleet HQ to become relevant again. He was like, command decks are here, time to come back.
And it's his time. Maybe season 7 is the Mystic's time.
Maybe.
So, Corey Bear, we move to you, round 4. Who are you taking off this board?
Yeah, well, we know which team's going to get talked about most on Mega Hauling, don't we? Yep. So still lots of really good players left. This is amazing. We've got a few in-game names with numbers on them, so let's add one more to that list. Give me Zim 108.
Zim, a super nice guy. Someone who's recently had some fan success with their basketball team, Al. But also a player who's quietly been steadily getting better and better again. Zim, pretty solid round 4 pick there.
Oh, definitely. Dodgeball veteran. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to play. It's tough to say like great court awareness, but he's played enough. He knows what's going on. He knows when to throw. He knows when to hold. He knows what's going on. And just an awesome guy to have in the chat. If anything, for some good beer recommendations.
Absolutely. And also another player, very much like DG3, might not have been winning as many tournaments as Daryl, but he's consistently getting in that top 8 and scoring some good results.
Yes.
And now Ninja Nin, your 4th round pick, if you will.
Yes, thank you. For my 4th round pick, I'm going to pick someone who had the illustrious honor last season of not being picked, but he was pretty much handed down to a team, which was my team. Well, it was Tachana's team, but I was in there. But I was really happy he was there. He's a great guy, and he has made huge progress since last season. So I'm very happy to be able to add Slavic to my team.
And Slavic, another rogue, a player who I think, again, Al, somewhat quiet, but also like really does the work on learning, and it's actually quite good and quite undervalued.
Oh yeah. And just looking at this team overall, you've got these really, smart players, statistically driven players, and it'll be interesting to see Slavic and his progress this season, because you said, you're right, he's always learning, and then to be able to sort of be with these other players, I think that's a scary good pick. I think he's going to be one of those guys who gets better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah, and I think with Cebus and Ninja at the helm of that team, that it's only going to do him a lot of good.
Yeah.
Alderin, your round 4 pick and your round 5 pick, please.
All right, give me a second. I think for round 4, we're going to go Bahamut 619. For round 5, we're going to go Patriarch 215.
So Bahamut and Patriarch Al. Bahamut, if I remember rightly, there were 5 players last season who threw 0 catches, and Bahamut was one of those. So definitely a safe pair of hands on offense. Has been getting better and better. Season 5 was his best, but he had a good season last season. And Patriarch 215 in the 5th slot. A good choice?
Yeah, I think so. Doug, good guy. Good guy to have on your team. I drafted him when I was a captain and was not disappointed at all. I'm sure we can make some sort of terrible crack about how Aldrin is going by the numbers and that he picked 2 players with numbers at the end of their names and three players with numbers overall. But yeah, these are two solid guys, 2 solid picks. Yeah, I think this is good going so far.
Yeah, I think there was a shout out in the Facebook group that there was the possibility of a team with just players who had numbers in their name, and Alderin. I mean, he went off piste with Tuna Slap to begin with, but he seems to be trying to get back to that Nirvana.
Yeah.
Ninjanin, your 5th round pick, please.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna go with a Clever Missy.
An award winner there, Al.
Yeah.
Possibly a surprise to be picked in round 5 and not before there.
I am extremely surprised that she fell this low. She was a captain last season. We were runner up. She is a great person to have in chat. A really good player. I mean, she it's like she has glue on her hands. She catches so many times. Like she almost is disappointed when she wins the race because she's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this ball. Like she wants people to throw at her so she can just catch it and take it away from them and crush their dreams.
She definitely took some balls off me like they were candy from a baby last season. I remember that much, and I'm thrilled to have her on the same team as myself. Definitely.
Yeah.
Corey Bear, your 5th round pick, if you will.
You guys can mark this down now that based on draft position, this is going to be the pick that most outperforms where they were drafted. So this is somebody who was a rookie last season and struggled, but is a stud player and is going to figure it out. And you guys are in trouble because I got ripped.
And Al, I think another player who we discussed previously, again suffered from that, like the first season slump. Jeremy, though, an absolutely fantastic player, and to be picked in round 5, is this the Zwivix of season 7?
It could be. I mean, I think Corey definitely benefited from Rip being a rookie last season and not, still learning the game, not putting up like huge numbers, but knowing him as a player in other events and things. This is he's gonna outperform the numbers from last season easily.
Absolutely, 100% on that one. And Rick, if you can follow that up with a stunning 5th round pick, then you will be a marvel. But what is the name of the player you choose?
Okay. I am going to go with fellow Illinoisan, MTG girl. Sorry.
MTG in real life. Carrie, a solid player, a smart player, and another streamer. Al, how do we like that pick in round 5?
Yeah. I'm looking at the draft board in general, and it is, there's so much talent out there. Like, it is difficult to, like, looking at how Carrie and Clever Missy and Rip and Patriarch all fell to the 5th round. I'm trying to wrap my mind around just how much talent is in the league this year. The fact that you're able to get these great players here in the 5th round. MTG girl, MTG in real life. Yeah, she needs to learn how to play faster too, especially when she's on stream. But other than that, yeah, good solid player.
Absolutely. And moving on, before too much analysis happens about that one, as Wivix, your round 5 pick, please.
Yeah, about that. Give me a minute. uh,
And this is about the time, Al, I think, for the captains, where those tantalizing rookies versus the players who've put in some seasons starts to become a really difficult choice, right?
It does. I noticed there were some challenges going out today where some of the captains were just sending out some random challenges to these rookies to try and get a feel for who they are and how they play and things like that, because it gets a little tough now to sort of parse out what's going to happen. So I understand it. However, some of us have places to be and beds to sleep in. So figure it out quick.
Enough paddings, Wivix? Are you ready?
yeah, okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna go for a rookie, and we'll see how this pans out. We're gonna go with PC Load Letter.
PC Load Letter, more of a BGG player to date, I think, Al. You may know more about this player than I do.
I do. I remember when he was a no talent ass clown. Because his IGN used to be used to be that, and it's his Jason Shaw, a great player, a really great guy. I remember it was one of my first Gen Cons, and I got to meet him, and we were both in the same tier in BGG, and we were both like at Gen Con staring at our phones, waiting and looking at results to come in to see if we were both gonna move up to silver. So yeah, I'm excited that he's getting back into Star Realms, and I think he'll be able to pick up dodgeball pretty quick.
Excellent. And I'm still trying to compose myself after that stunning introduction. Yaboa, if you can spare my blushes and give us your 5th round pick, please.
I it's hard to follow up something like Gas Clown, but I'm kind of amazed.
Clown, please.
Not that too. I'm kind of amazed at everybody that's left over, but this person was high on my list. I'm gonna go with Jonna Ann.
Jonna Ann, someone who I think the numbers are better than you might expect. Al, on Jonna.
Yes. Jonna Ann is one of those players who is better than she even believes she is. Because I've played her many times in tournaments. I've played her live at Gen Con and at Origins. And she, if she actually got some confidence behind her game, she would be absolutely amazing. Really good player, really good person. Yeah, that's a good pick. Hopefully, that'll definitely pay off.
Absolutely. Now, Thestral, your 5th round pick, please.
I am going to go with the rookie poop deck.
Now, Al, I don't know how much you know about Poop Deck, but another rogue player and one of the clan of poop names, which is always hilarious. But she's actually a very, very good player, very smart, very aggressive, will win out of nowhere. And I remember when I sent her a couple of challenges not too long ago, she absolutely beat me like a ginger stepchild. So I think she is secretly even though people might not see this, an excellent round 5 pick.
I got to sort of talk with her a little during the rookie challenge, so she definitely picked up what was going on quickly. So I'm hopeful that that rookie sort of learning curve doesn't hit her very hard. She seemed to pick up what was going on. So I guess we can say like she's a pooper scooper maybe. Was that a reach? Was that too much?
No, I think that's good reach. We can
All right.
along with that. Vorazori, your 5th round pick, please.
You know, I am genuinely happy because I find the remaining people to be a relative embarrassment of riches. And with that embarrassment of riches, I'm going to take ACOX89.
Al, another player we talked about being a very solid player, a round 5 pick, probably a great pickup.
Definitely a great pickup. I would have expected him. I think we were looking at him more like up in the like 4th round, maybe even 3rd. So that's the fact that he's still here towards the end of the 5th round. That just means great value.
Absolutely great value. Yeah, I think we can both agree with that. Now, as we move through to Herr Binkley, your 5th and your final picks, number 6, please.
It's getting tough. And there's still a lot of people with good stats here toward the end. Definitely a stacked pool. I think, though, I am going to go ahead in this round and take Viserys.
I will chastise you for not leaving Rob till the last round, but you do you, sir.
And then I will take Mkolo.
Mkolo, I think if anyone is more reliably going to beat Zim 108, I don't know of a player, Al, than Mkolo.
No.
Very well known for absolutely spanking him off the charts.
Yes. Wait, are we still talking about dodgeball, or are we just saying like
talking about Star Realms in general?
Okay. Then yeah, probably she does that too. Yeah, these are like I said, these will be my teammates. Viserys was my teammate last year, and I am never ever sad to see Mkolo on my team, just because she's able to spank Zim, which is always a fun treat to watch. But her shit talking is like round 1 grade shit talk, and it is spectacular to watch.
Yeah, a pleasure to have on my season 3 team, and I think Rob and Emily both have great chat game. So I think those are both great chat pickups for Binks there. Vorazori, your final round pick, please.
Well, at this point, I feel loath to leave her without it since she asked for a poem earlier. So I'm just going to say, roses are red, Binkley went YOLO. I'm really pissed he took Mkolo. So with that, I'm going to take Compton.
Compton P. Al, I know absolutely nothing about this player. Patrick Compton is all I know. How do we feel?
I think that's a good pick. He's a rookie, but he's been around for a while. He knows how to bang around in Star Realms. Active in the community for a long time. That's I think that's going to be a good rookie pickup.
Okay, and with 7 names left on the board, Andy, over to you. Your last pick of the draft.
So 2 of my teammates have messaged me and requested this player, so I'm going to take Dakaran.
Dakaran, if you need any graphical work done Dakaran is, to start with, an absolute peach for doing all of that, but also super nice guy.
Do we want to talk about what sort of like collusion is going on that she already has like players like messing with her draft? Like, should we invalidate this? Can we? Are they just? Can we just
Al, I
forfeit
can
all games now?
nor deny any spy networks that might be going on in Thestral's team that may or may not have originated with one of her first picks. I mean, these things happen. We have no evidence at the moment, but I believe the commission will look into this as soon as possible.
Good. I mean, Dusto's already there, and he is an absolute king of conspiracy theories anyway. So I would not put it past any of them.
It's definitely a team to be watched for any dodgeballers looking to have their tactics leaked. Yarboa, with that in mind, your final pick of the draft, please.
Okay, this is a tough last call, and I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which is another rookie. I'm gonna go with Sturrock.
Sturrock?
He did pretty well. Sturrock did well in the rookie game. I'm gonna go with him, or her, or them.
Yeah, Sturrock, he did well in the rookie game. Another relative newcomer to the group, but again, someone learning very quickly out and also doing quite well in the BGG, considering how long they've been playing.
Yes.
Definitely someone who absorbs information well.
Yes, definitely picking this up quickly. And I believe he's based from across the pond too, isn't
He
he?
is a Ukrainian, I believe.
So there you go. At the very least, just make him drop some voice messages in the chat, and it'll be fine.
And so Zwivix, speaking about someone who likes a voice message in their chat, Zwivix, your final pick of the draft, please.
I certainly do love voice messages in the chat, especially if they include foreign accents like yours, our wonderful host. I think that I feel really lucky right now that my final pick is someone who I had categorized for a 5th round pick, and I'm still sweeping them up for my final pick, and that is Riska.
Riska, again, an absolute delight to have in chat, Al. I don't know if you've been on the same team, but she is an absolute sweetheart. And you know what? You're never safe. Every now and then, she'll knock you for an endurance 100.
Oh yeah. Definitely she can sneak up on you, and yeah, just a nice person. Got to do some online gaming on the Friday Saturday night game group that we have going in the community. So just a super sweet, nice person. Good pickup.
Absolutely agree. And Darklighter, the final pick of your draft, please.
All right. This is someone I was hoping might be there in the last round for me to take, that they would fall. Artemis. He has done well in the first 2 SRPC events he's participated in. He's fairly new to the online tournament scene, but he seems to be doing well so far. So let's take a chance on Artemis.
So Artemis, I'm sure I can be corrected on that pronunciation later. It's Nick Berger is his name, I think.
I believe that is Nick.
And again, someone who seems to very much value the kind of the cerebral statistics element of the game. So probably a good choice there, Al, we think?
Yeah, good choice. The and maybe not susceptible to that rookie slump, since I believe they played in a few dodgeball side events. This might be his first league season, but has played in some side events. So even though he's a rookie, kind of knows what's going on already.
Excellent choices. Corey Bear, your final pick of the draft. 3 names on the board.
So I'm going to go with somebody that just beat me this week in a ranked game, and we had a little talk about what the number one rule of Star Realms is. And for those of you that don't know the number one rule of Star Realms, it's never leave them at one. So I'll take Warp Drive.
Warp Drive, a player I don't know too much about. Al, have you come across them much?
I got to play with them a little in the or see them play a little in the rookie tournament. Yeah, if they can learn the golden rule, never leave them at one, then I think they'll be a good player. And I'm guessing fairly new to the scene, but when you're on a team with Corey Bear and Kincaid and Penguin Army Markbot, all those veteran players, you're gonna pick up a lot of really good habits really quickly.
Absolutely, a great environment to get better within. Now, as we move to Ninja, the question some might say is not as much as who is your 6th round pick, but who do you want to stitch Aldurin up with?
Oh, that was exactly what I was thinking. I have the honor to not pick my own teammate, but also cast someone into being the last pick. So that's pretty hard thing to do. I'm gonna go I don't know, Sarah T. Let's go.
Okay, Sarah T, a player who just destroyed me in the Commander League. A very good player.
Oh, that's good to hear.
A very good player, especially for a round 6 pick. And the reason I'm equally delighted for this is that there is somewhat of a tradition that was broken last season of Baggio 10 always being the last player picked. And this is in no way reflection of their abilities. This is just like, not a lot of people know Baggio. He's a rogue. He's a super nice guy. And it warms my heart to see him picked last simply because kind of that's a little tradition around here.
It is. So before I talk about Baggio, I want to go back to Sarah T.
Absolutely.
Because she is quietly an excellent player. People forget she top 8s in Legends tournaments, live Legends tournaments all the time. She made top 8 in the Origins 10K. She knows how to play, and she knows how to play at a very high level. The fact that we have that level of talent at the end of this draft just speaks volume for the quality of players here. And then yes, having Baggio at the end, that's just a warm fuzzy moment to know that he is the last player picked, because it's a tradition, and I think he is one of those upside down players. So I think
he lives in the upside down for sure.
He lives in the upside down. So I think he gets overlooked just because of the time zone differences, but definitely not a reflection on his abilities.
Not at all. So we've come, Al, to the end of the draft. We've got our teams. The captains now need to go away and make their chats and pull their teammates in so that they can prepare for the season, which I think starts very soon. It's a pretty quick turnaround on this one.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Al for co-hosting. I'd like to thank all the captains for their time, and of course Cranky Day for his tireless work on dodgeball and all the things he does in the community. Now, the guy's not in front of the camera a lot, but there are very few people, Rick aside maybe, who do so much for tournaments and the community in general. So thank you, Adam, for all that you do. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I've been Hypaspist. He's been a bowl of petunias, and
I'm actually kind of disappointed. I was kind of nice this time, and I'm gonna have to work on that.
I think you need to work on your snark game just a little bit more.
Just a tiny.
And I promised Adam I wouldn't do too much of this, but I'm going to leave you all with the one of my favorite Sean Connery's SNL. Ha ha ha! Trebek, the day is mine. And we'll see you in the Realms, people. Have a great day, and let's have a great dodgeball season.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not streaming.